Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Hypnotique and this is Vintage Story and I'm back in my solo play world. It is so nice to be back. Oh my gosh, I've missed Acantha, I've missed the tower, I've missed everything. It's been probably 3, almost 4 weeks since I've played, and I have a lot to do because I think 1.19 is going to be coming out pretty soon. We've been getting a lot of release candidates, and I'm hoping that a stable release will come out soon. So there's definitely a couple of things I have planned to do before we leave here. Look at those god rays. Oh my gosh, stunning. Okay, so 2 things that we really need to get done before we teleport somewhere random to start 1.19. First thing is we need to get ourselves ready to go. We need to put together a box or 2 boxes of everything that we want to take with us, including tools and everything we can think of. Number 2 is I want to do the clock on the side of the tower. And number 3, last but not least, I would really like to go find the new room in the RA before we head off somewhere. That means doing the RA again as soon as 1.19 comes out. So those are the 3 things that I want to do. And today we are going to do a few little chores just to catch up on things. And we're going to start on the clock on the side of the tower. So let's get a few things done first. First thing I want to do is check on the sheep. Looks like we have 2 males, and it looks like we have somebody that's had a baby. So we're gonna take out one of these males, and we're going to milk the other one. We're gonna grab the cleaver and say goodbye to one of these guys, and we are also gonna grab a bucket and do some milking. I don't remember what the situation is down below. That's a 5, that's a 4. We're gonna get rid of this dude. Sorry, mister. Bonk. And then we're gonna find who is lactating and give her a good milking. Thank you. Okay, let's get some meat off this dude. Oh, yes. Okay. Ladies, you're in my way. Ladies, thank you. The chickens are just out of control. We have so many chickens, they're just completely out of control. We're gonna pick up this egg. And they need to be fed, probably. Oh my god. Yeah. And then the piggies, I think, are all pregnant. So we really don't need to do anything with them. Pregnant. I'm a little worried about... these are all Generation 4, so we won't have to worry about them in 1.19. But I do believe, as you saw in the video, they're going to be really rough to get domesticated with your... Until they're, I think, certain generation, they're going to be really nasty to you. Okay, let's check on what's going on here. We have some milk in there, so we're just going to add that. And we have curdled milk here, which, if we have curdled milk, we have to add salt to. I'm going to get, I think it's, I don't remember. We're going to add 2 things of salt to that. There we go. That chore is done. I'm going to pick some berries since we have so many berries over here before we go over to Rainbow Rocks to check on things and squeeze some of these overnight so we have something to do during the evening. And then we're going to go check on the booze situation and everything over at Rainbow Rocks. Let's check on the garden here. I did plant a little bit of garden over here for this summer, and I haven't even picked it once. We have so much food. The parsnips are almost ready, and the cabbage looks like it is ready, and the rye is also just about ready. I didn't even plant this back part of the garden. A little bit more cabbage planted there. Okay, one last thing before I head over. I'm just going to check the status of our steel. That one is done, and so this one is probably done as well. Oh, it's not done. Oh, man. Okay. Look at some of my, sometimes my crates, they lose their little writing. It's odd. I need to start that. Oops, I shouldn't have taken that much. I need to start this steel again. Apparently it is not quite done, and we're gonna need this. I don't think I'm gonna put all of this in there. It's at 96%, so I'm not gonna fill it all the way up. Okay, let's head over to, oh, hello cows. No, leave me alone. Let's head over to Rainbow Rocks. I hear a bell. I'm lagging though. Yep, the bell's out here. Somewhere. Not a good time to lag. We'll just leave him. Leave him be, that's our friend. Oh, I love this area. I love my little place over here. Okay, there was two things I wanted to do over here. Check on the fruit trees. So I'm going to be missing these trees. These are ripe in 12 days. I mean, I'm hoping that I'm not going to be missing them. Those are ripe in 3 days. So we'll have to come over. Ripe in 5.4 days. So we'll have to come over and pick some oranges. Make some orange juice. Why can't we make gin? Gin and juice. I want to be able to make a, what do you call it? A tequila sunrise or... Oh, we have pomegranates. Nice. We can add this to our fruit pressing duties this evening. There's another tree that's going to be ripe in 2.9 days. So what we'll do is once we start the chiseling, we'll come back and pick some oranges. The bees are buzzing. Here's our beautiful neon sign, which I need to fix. I'm going to make that straw glow. I did get that suggestion from some people, so I'm going to make that glow. I have everything I need to do that. And look at all this flax that's almost ready. So I hope that a lot of this will be ready before we take off. And it doesn't look like any of the berries are quite ready yet. And we also have a lot of nitrogen crops over here in our old flax farm, as well as some flax back here. We have lots growing back here. I'm almost feeling like I don't want to leave. I do really like the beginning survival things, you know, of Vintage Story, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe I don't want to leave yet because I love this spot. Okay, with my trusty chisel, I'm going to grab this block and see if I can just change it to that. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And I don't know how much of this glowy block we have in here. So I'm just going to make the straw glow. I think, okay, so that's pink. Maybe we don't have, okay, we don't have a glowy block here. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to add, I'll just add some dirt. And then what I'll do is change this to the packed dirt. And then I'll use the Jonas paintbrush on it to make it glow. I think it's been a while, so I think that that's going to work. So let's use the Jonas paintbrush. And how do I use the Jonas paintbrush? Oh, that's right. I have to have a bucket in this. Okay, I remember now. Now we can do that. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so you have The black dye bucket is actually white. It's a calmer white than the actual white dye. So I used the black dye on this outer rim, so I went ahead and used the same thing. And then you have it in your number 1 slot, and you use the Jonas paintbrush. So there we go. The straw is now glowing white. Let's step back and take a look. Oh yeah, so much better. Thank you guys for the suggestion. I'm loving it. When we leave, the Jonas paintbrush is coming with us, as well as the True Chisel. So I'm not sure where we were with the booze, but looks like we have some rice ale and some cassava ale that didn't finish in there. So we're gonna go ahead and light these up and get them finished. And I think I have cassava ale, cassava vodka right here. And all my top shelf stuff is up here. The stuff that I can't, the stuff that's, I only have a little bit of. Oh, God, I love this place. Okay, and we'll see how this is doing as well. I stacked this full. This is going so slow, guys. And I did have a suggestion about just, you know, I need to speed this up. If it's gonna do any serious work, this really needs to be sped up. But that means a redesign of the tower, so that's just not something I'm feeling right now. Let's go down and check on everything in the basement. We have rot going here, and anything in these barrels? No, that is okay. That's more dry current. I'm starting more vinegar there. I did put a couple of chairs in here last time I was on. And then it doesn't look like we have a lot going on in here. We have some more vinegar going, it looks like. And then I do have some things that need to be... Oh yeah, look. I got some vinegar, more vinegar done. Excellent. So we will take these upstairs and get them fermenting after the other ones are done. And then I am going to take the rest of the evening to squish some of this fruit. Squishy, squishy. Okay, the white currant brandy is done. That goes there. And the blueberry brandy is also done. And that will go there. We're getting a nice collection, and I'm gonna add this amaranth ale that will make amaranth whiskey to this one, and we'll just let that one burn out. And our chores over here are pretty much done. I'm gonna load this again if I can with more wood, and we will let that do its thing, and that one will just burn out. And our chores here are done. Other than the gardens and the orange trees, our immediate chores here are done. We will get back here soon. Sitting on my porch in this lovely place. I am so confident that going somewhere else will enable me to build another special place like this. But this is, I have to admit, one of my most special places. For sure. My view. All I've built, all I've done, it's really wonderful. I mean, this is probably my favorite playthrough yet because I love the tower. I love Rainbow Rocks area. It's amazing. And we'll just build another beautiful space. Somewhere with 1.19. What are you doing in here? Okay, well, we have a pet cow. Okay, I am going back over to the tower, to Acantha, and we are going to get set up to do some chiseling. Okay, what I'm going to do first is you can see that I put some, I've decorated the tower a little bit and just messing around, copying these little black spires that I did and put it on some of the places on the tower. But as you can see, I've also put packed dirt where I want to put the clock. And then I'm also going to be doing a compass rose over here if I get a chance. Now, Salty at Salty Brenna. I have her, I'll put her Instagram back up, her Floating Bones Studios. She did design this clock for me with the numbers. It's a very simple clock with hands toward the witching hour and beautiful numbers around the clock, of course. Now I'm going to go up and set up a, I always chisel in place. So I'm going to go and set up a little platform there that we can use to chisel. And I have something I need to test. So I will show you that next. This is the library. Oh, how I've missed you, library. I think that there's still, these are the books that I read the last time. I just need to put those away. But, oh, look, I still have food up here. 66% spoiled. Okay, we'll deal with that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come out here and I'm going to, can I jump over that? Yeah. We're going to, good thing I didn't fall, huh? We're just going to make a little platform right here that I can walk out on to chisel this. Okay, it's going to take up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wide, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall. And I'm trying to decide whether I am going to use these slabs. These are the walls from inside. And one of the things I need to test is if I chisel this, will the things fall off from the wall on the other side? I need to test that. Now, what I'm most concerned about is, did things fall off over here? No. It's staying, everything is staying connected to the wall over here. I was just a little worried that things would fall off the wall. I'm glad that things won't fall off the wall. That makes it a lot easier for me not having to take some stuff down. Because I think what I'm going to do is add to these existing blocks. Or I could just make it outset like this. That may be a better thing to do. That way it's sticking out from the wall a little bit, and I won't have to think about it or worry about it at all. And you won't be able to tell that from out here. So I'm gonna do this cheaply, and I am going to do this out of packed dirt to begin with. And then we can just color it with the Jonas part, the Jonas paintbrush. And I think I'm probably going to need to come that far. But I'm going to go get myself some more dirt. So I decided to make a change from the packed dirt to basalt and took a little bit of a in real life break and had a crash. So I'm getting back in. I'm not sure what that was all about, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. So I have changed this to basalt because I figured I'm going to need to rim it in basalt anyway. So we're going to do this again. So what I'm going to do is use the planer to take down, let's do this, and take the planer to take half of it out. It'll be easier if I do this bottom one. That's half. And then what I can do is take the pantograph and copy it. Now with a copy, I can just left click and then right click to paste. And none of these are chiseled, so I'm going to have to right click twice. Mendel has been trying to tell me that you could do this for a long time, so I'm sorry, Mendel, that it took me so long to realize what you could do. Left click to copy, right click to paste. I'm just going to take all of these down to that size and then probably build up from this on the clock. And I might have done too many blocks here because I haven't thought about the circle yet, but that's okay. It's easy to take out blocks. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put up the little design. It's very, very simple design, but very, very sweet. And I'm gonna get started on building the outside of this design with the smallest piece here. And then what I'll do is I'm gonna add the packed dirt to this now. Okay, I am gonna start in the middle, and I'm just gonna do the circle, and then when I get done with the circle, I'll get back to you. But what I am gonna build the circle out of is the packed dirt so I can see it a little bit better. Guys, look at my health. I did fall. I wasn't recording when I fell, so I can't show you. But I do have the circle enclosed, and my wheel is really bad, and I'm really hungry. So I'm going to take a break overnight in a secure place where I can get my stability back, and we'll finish this then. We'll work on it some more then. Okay, it's morning. I sat down in the bees all night, and that really is a good positive place for me to be. So then I am cooking myself some food real quick. Okay, I guess that doesn't work that way. I have to chop these. There we go. It let me put them in, but it didn't let me cook them with full pumpkins in there. I guess 6 full pumpkins in a pot doesn't really make sense. So as soon as this is done, we're gonna go back up and get started again. I need to take some food with me. Chiseling is hungry work. Okay, we go into the negative space again, but that's okay. Put that down and this down. We've got some food now. So here is the circle in daylight. I like it a lot. It's perfect. I'm going to be taking out these edges, but I do want to thicken this line a little bit. And I think what I'm going to do is thicken it by going outside of it one with the basalt, because I do want the outline to be dark. So that's the next step, is I'm going to thicken this line and take out the circle. So we're going to do it with the basalt, and we're going to go outside like this, because I want it to be you know, very solid. So one more past that intersection there. And then I'll also be taking out these chunks, this all right here, all the way around, to match the circle. So I'm gonna do that. This is a very big project. Piece by piece, we can get this done. So I'll come back to you when I have this part done. This is going to be a very chunky video because I think showing you guys all of this is super boring. But this is the process. This is my process for sure. And I think that this clock will be pretty cool when I'm done. Check out this sunrise. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, gorgeous. So I am just hanging out in the bees again, trying to get my stability back. I used some bandages to heal myself up. And you can't really see up there. I did expand the walkway a little bit. I'm just waiting for my stability. I'm just hanging out, but I thought I'd bring you back. Wait to see this beautiful, beautiful sunrise. I do know now, though, that I'll be not going to be able to do this whole chiseling project in one video, but we are going to work on it a little bit more and show you what I've done as soon as my gear comes back. Steel is done, and I am thinking that we should probably go over and check the orange trees. Maybe that's how we should. I copied a whole bunch more of these things. I think we should go check the orange trees because I think it's really positive over at Rainbow Rocks. That would give us a chance while we're taking a break from chiseling to go check the orange trees, because it has been a couple of in-game days, guys. And you know what? It wasn't so hard It was less hard to actually chisel than it was to wait for my, I have to wait for my stability to come back. It's driving me insane being up there for that long. So, and I did use the pantograph most of the time. I did like a quarter of it and then would use the pantograph and flip it to the other side. Flip it and reverse it. Isn't that what the song says? Anyway. So it wasn't too incredibly hard. I only had to do half of the circle. And then I just copied it with the pantograph. Oh, you guys, look, oranges. Oh, wow. Oh, it is negative over here. What the heck? Wow. I didn't pick very good places to build, did I? Okay, I'm just going to take a few minutes and pick some oranges and at least get them in the cellar. There's one tree down. Look at this one. Oh, they're just gorgeous. This one isn't ready for 11 days. And this one is 7 days, and this one is 1.6 days. Oh, and we're getting more pomegranates. Awesome. So, and then this one is ready as well. Gosh, we have such beautiful fruit trees. This is amazing. I could live in a place like this in my real life. Easy. Just grow my own fruit, brew my own booze, and we have some pumpkins that weren't here just the other day. These are baby lychee trees. Okay, I'm just gonna go put this fruit down in the basement. We got 3.5 stacks of oranges and a little bit more pomegranates, but I'll take care of this off camera later. We're just gonna put it right in here and grab it later. I'll put all of that in there for now. Okay, I'm glad I didn't miss that. Okay, guys, I'm back at Acantha. My gear is almost back, so I thought I would just go ahead and come up here and show you what I have done on the clock and my progress, and maybe do one more section of it. There it is. I took out that center so I could align everything. And I haven't completely finished it because I did decide to go up a little bit, but I thought I'd show you guys what I was doing. See how that is a little higher than the rest? I thought I would go ahead and do that. And then what I was doing to copy this, let me finish this really quick. I'm just raising this up by 1, up above the where the packed dirt is signaling the lighted part of the clock. So what I've been doing is copying this with the pantograph and then taking it over and pasting it here and then just flipping it with the chisel. So the next thing would be to just raise that up. But the other thing that I'm going to be doing now is I need to fill this in with the packed dirt now somehow. Now that we've got a solid circle, because this whole thing is going to be lit with the glowy blocks from the chisel tools in white. So I'm going to have to go in and pull out. Now let's see, maybe it would be easier just to take out like this section and put it back with packed dirt, kind of thing like that, and then to fill it all in. You know what I mean? That way it would just be a little easier to do all the way around. And then I could just take that edge out now that I have it all outlined. That's a very possibility, I think. That way I can just click it and go, and it'll be a lot faster. So that will be the very next step for me to do that, like this. And fill it all in with packed dirt because I need it to be a uniform material for the Jonas paintbrush. And some of them don't have packed dirt. Only the edge ones have packed dirt. So I'll have to add packed dirt to some of them as well. And then I think I'll just take this out, these out. And I can copy it again. I don't have to do all of them. I only have to do half of it. Okay, guys, a temporal storm is coming. So I am going to, it's a light temporal storm. So I'm going to grab some food off of the shelves here. And we have lots of food that's about to go bad. So, and then I'm going to run back to Rainbow Rocks. I didn't get very much done. I'm going to run back to Rainbow Rocks, get ourselves in the boiler room, and then get through the temporal storm. Okay, guys, the temporal storm is imminent. Let's see what this temporal storm has in store for us. We've been really interrupted this episode. My idea was to get a lot more of the clock tower done, but that's okay. We got interrupted by orange trees and a temporal storm, and we need temporal gears, so I don't mind the temporal storm. I don't remember what I have it set at. I do mind a temporal instability. It is annoying, and I should have paid more attention to it when I was building these places. But we will finish the clock tower, hopefully, next episode. But first, we have to deal with some drifters. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna just kind of walk around, and if they're out there, they might be more likely to fall in. Somebody did say that I should probably do a couple more entrances over here because that kind of entices them maybe a little bit better, because I haven't had a lot of drifters falling into this trap while the storms are going. So maybe it would be a lot better if I cut out like a whole rim right here that had trapdoors. You know, closed trapdoors. But I'm not sure how they path, but you can see, I mean, there's not a lot going on. Not a lot going on here at all. Oh, but there's Dave. Hey, Dave. I feel like I'm not sure, like, where are the drifters? Like, I'd really like to... Oh, I'm hearing them now. Okay. Here they come. Okay. We'll just walk around a little bit more and entice them in here a little bit more. Oh. Such a sad, sad sound. Them dying? Not really. Okay, there's more. So we'll give these a carving. Rusty gear and flax. Okay, that's all so far. Sure is easy though. I mean, if you have the ability to try this, I think you should. It's really easy. Maybe you could make it bigger. What? I think I just heard a bear. What was that? Another rusty gear and flax. I thought I heard a bear. Okay, well that was a very, very easy temporal storm. Really nothing gained, unfortunately. Wonder if you could have two of these built together, where you could have one right here on the other side, so you'd have like double the chance of drifters coming in. Come on in, fall in here, mister. One last dude. Oh, there's a couple more. Painted. Blacks. No. And flax. Okay. Well, kind of boring, but that's what we get. Okay, you guys, I'm going to call it here. We've had a lot of interruptions this episode, but that's what Vintage Story Life is all about. Orange trees and temporal storms calling. But next episode, we will finish up the background of the packed dirt, where it's going to be glowy, and all the numbers with the arms set to witching hour. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Stay safe out there, you guys. It's a crazy world we live in. Bye.